Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful Tuesday. So today I want to talk about focusing on the finishing line. That's the thing I want to talk about is the finish line. Okay, so I have been running this vlog now for about 6 months, I think, and I've been doing it since November. And I think in like the beginning, if you look at the videos from the beginning, you kind of see where I was and where I am now. There's kind of a big difference. I feel like at this point I'm a little bit more confident, and it's interesting because I started out 2019 without a job. Things weren't really going very well, and it was weird because it was fine. Took a dip, came back up, and now it's getting even better because I just passed the FE exam, so I'm getting my engineering license in computer and electrical engineering. That's all in the works right now. I just got accepted into a master's program. I'm going to be starting my master's in computer science. I have a very nice, solid job here in Augusta as a .NET developer, and I think that it's interesting because none of it phases me. This is so. I finished the code bootcamp, like all these things that are happening. Those are so normal. There's nothing shocking about it. But what's important is the reason that I'm able to just look at these things as stuff that I just need to do is because I know that wherever I am right now is not where I'm going to be forever. Okay, so at some point you need to have a reality check and say that there's going to be there's a point that you're trying to get to and you're not there. So you just have to put in consistent effort to get to that point. And I think that the best way to think about it is a finish line, right? A finish line that's always constantly shifting, because every 5 years my finish line changes. It becomes a little bit more challenging, becomes a little bit more difficult because like my finish line was to get a job. Got it, and awesome, cool. But in the process, I know that I want to teach physics and math at a community college level or a college level, so I have to get my master's. These are all things that I need to do because it's not so much as where you are right now. I know right now it probably seems like, okay, there's a lot of stuff I want to do and there's no way I'm going to do it. But if you start working at it now, it gets easier. Because what happens is we get stuck in a rut where we're like, okay, I want to teach at a community college level. I want to teach. What do I have to do? Oh, well, I got to get my master's and I got to do all this stuff to do it. And rather than just being like, oh, that seems like a lot, just be like, oh, okay, that's what I have to do to get to that point. And it's very normal. That's what people are doing. It's not a surprise. And I think right now in 2019, I'm watching a lot of people and they're just freaking out. Like, I got to do all, like, have patience. Have patience, because when you realize where you're trying to go and you set like your ship on course, you have patience. You have patience. You're willing to fail several times. You're willing to fail multiple times because it doesn't matter. Like, you expect that to happen, okay? No one goes on a trip and expects they're going to get there on one tank of gas. You're going to have to stop and get gas a couple times. So I think that for me personally, this works for me, is reminding myself of where I want to be is like a really good way of setting my compass and my patience. And I think I always have this, it's weird, I think of it like in capital letters all the time. I think of the word yet. Yet. Yet is such a powerful word when you start putting it at the end of things. I'm not teaching at community college yet. I'm not a licensed engineer yet. I'm not in the master's program yet. I don't have a job yet. Because when you say I don't have a job, now you're just saying something that's not permanent, that could totally change, that it's up to you to change, that you have a decision, you have a divine choice as a human being to possibly change it. And so when you put yet as the quantifier, it's the qualifier for your decision, it really changes the way that those things sound. So I think the two takeaways from this video are start throwing the word yet at the end of things, okay? And be patient by coming up with a realistic goal, because like you're not all of a sudden going to become, maybe you are a total genius, but I hate to break it to you, if you're like 25 or like 23 and you're a computer programmer and you're not employed right now, you're probably not a super genius architect of computer engineering, whatever you're telling yourself, whatever crazy lie you're telling yourself about how you can learn everything in one night. That's not really you. And what you should do is set a realistic goal and say, okay, if I put in consistent effort at studying this material in this very specific language with this very specific tool, I'll be at this checkpoint here. I think that's it. That's the secret. Because there are super awesome, magnificent people, and they're total geniuses. And like, I wish that I had that, that ability. But I go back to what my physics professor said the last time I spoke with him. I went to this hacking conference in Raleigh, and we sat down. And he had coffee, and he's probably one of my best mentors from UNC. And we were sitting there, and he's getting a little bit older, and he told me, Evan, we work in a very difficult discipline, because when it comes to physics and it comes to math, it's immediately obvious when someone just gets it. In my whole entire life, I've always been frustrated by the people who always just get it. And it's encouraged me to work harder and to develop real goals and real skills. And he kind of shared that information with me, and I was like, that's really surprising, because here's this super accomplished physicist. I mean, some of the stuff that he's worked on is, I think it's kind of cheap to put someone's name into something, but some of the things that he worked on were very impressive. And I always kind of held him on a pedestal, like, this is this person I can never possibly be. But he set goals for himself. He set goals to change his life. He set goals to get out of the circumstances that he was in when he was younger, and he was able to accomplish a lot by just setting goals and being patient. So I think that if you can look at a really accomplished physicist, young 26-year-old guy who's made a vlog for 6 months, and we have things in common like that. They're not of the same measure, they're not the same amount of effort, but it's something that's in common. I think there's something to learn from that. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this vlog. And Monday through Friday, I'm always putting out a little video, kind of giving practical advice and talking about life. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.